What it takes to become an extraordinary leader. Great leaders are always asking themselves these questions. What can I do to improve? What can I do to be better? We are lucky to have such great writers, bestsellers, that write about this topic, and we can read their books and learn with them. This time, we're going to learn with Simon Sinek, who is a bestseller and an expert in the leadership topic. This is the BEx Podcast. So today we're going to talk about a book named Leaders Eat Last. Leaders Eat Last. And my objective with this podcast is to help you speak about leadership with clarity and impact using key concepts from the book Leaders Eat Last, written by Simon Sinek. And I would like you to improve your communication in English at work using the principles of this book, using some key concepts that were written by him. So one thing you need to understand is that in corporate life, many people confuse leadership with authority, right? With coercive power. But Leaders Eat Last, this book teaches us that the real leadership is about creating a safe environment and trusting environment where people feel valued and as a result, perform at their best. I have met some, not leaders, but some authority figures in business, people that prioritize the numbers, the results. Well, you can prioritize that, but what is the consequence? You lose top talent to other companies that are treating better their people. So it's always important to remember, am I prioritizing people instead of numbers? Which one is more important? If you have people as your priority, they are going to feel valued, and with that, they are going to perform at their best. Simon Sinek believes that corporate environments, they don't have to be toxic. They don't need to have an abusive connection of power between the team and the manager, the coordinator, the person who represents leadership at the place. So what are the key concepts that we can capture from the book? Well, the very first one that I consider really interesting, really important is the circle of safety. And it says that great leaders protect their people instead of creating fear, right? So what they do is they build an environment where people feel emotionally safe. Some people filter or process emotions better than others. Some people are more emotional, some people are less emotional. The real job of a leader is understanding how can all these people with different ways of dealing with emotion, how can they all be safe? If you have this in mind, you will probably take actions towards the right direction. One quote from the book is, leaders create a circle of safety where people feel protected and supported, right? Because you need that people trust you, so they will always tell you the truth. And if they trust you, it means that you are supporting them. Okay, this is the logic. This means that fewer internal threats and more collaboration and innovation. You need to focus on eliminating threats, eliminating people's fears, people's emotional problems, and help them to be better professionals, right? You're not just making them achieve results. You're not just helping them to grow in numbers. What you're really doing is helping them to be better professionals. If they become better professionals under your leadership, you are doing a great job, and you are creating a positive chain of actions that will echo in the future of these people. The second key concept that I would like to introduce to you is the leadership chemicals. So there are a couple of chemicals in our body that influence our behavior and consequently performance at work, right? These chemicals, they are four, right? Some of them you already know, for example, dopamine, right? You probably know dopamine. Currently, the topic dopamine is very frequent in our society because of social media usage, but it drives goal achievement and progress. Right. So if you have people with high dopamine, you have people that will always be not motivated, but they will be full of energy to achieve your goal. Right. Endorphins are important because they help us power through stress, right, in a short term. So they help us to eliminate stress with physical activities, with sports. So it's always important to motivate people to practice sports, motivate people to take care of their bodies, their health. Dopamine, people can do that by not eliminating, but reducing social media usage, doing activities that can really add something to your life, such as, well, as I mentioned, sports, playing music, arts. Serotonin is linked to recognition and status, so it's always important to recognize people's performance, to say good work when they do a good work, to show the real results. Again, even the good work, even the compliment needs to be honest, right? You don't want to say good work just because you want to see that person happy. So support your compliment with data. Show what you expected and show that this person actually overcame your expectations, of course, if that really happened, and this person's serotonin level will be probably high. And oxytocin builds trust and connection. Again, eliminating the threats of the environment, making people trust you, supporting people, act as their leader. I have separated a quote from the book, really important. It says that the most effective leaders create conditions where people experience high levels of serotonin and oxytocin. And of course, dopamine and endorphins that are really, really important. Okay, this leads to loyalty, teamwork, and long-term results. Leaders or authority figures that focus on numbers, they will have short-term good results, but in the long game, it eventually destroys the organization, because the good talent, the top talent, will flee to other companies that will treat them better, that will make sure that these four chemicals are always high in people's body. So as a leader, help people achieving them. And of course, the name of the book, Leaders Eat Last. You may be asking yourself, why does this book have this name? Leaders Eat Last. Well, this is a very interesting concept that comes from the military culture, right? So I don't know, I'm not sure if in every country, but at least in the United States and a couple of countries that I know this happens, the high level hierarchy soldiers, so generals and people above, they eat last, and they eat after the soldiers with low hierarchy. When you do this, you show that you're taking care of the people that are under your command. So you sacrifice yourself, you sacrifice your time, your well-being, to help people that you trust, to help people that you see potential of growth, to help people become better professionals. And when you do that, you are leading by example, right? Luciano, who is often here with us, he usually says a word or a phrase that he says, walk the talk. Walk the talk, it means do what I do. So I will give you an example and I will lead you by example. It's the opposite of hypocrisy, right? Where I tell you, oh, do what I say, don't do what I do. This is hypocrisy. When you walk the talk, you lead by example. Look, do what I do. Do exactly what I do. And true leaders sacrifice themselves for their lads. That's a fact. So leaders eat last, right? High rank military personnel eat last. They eat after the low rank military soldiers. So have this in mind as a leader, right? It's not about power. Remember, the quote says, it's not about power. It's about responsibility. Leadership is about service, not control. You are serving people. You're not commanding, you're not controlling them. They respect you, not because you have authority, but because you know how to do, you have expertise, and you take care about them. Deserve your respect. This is what real leaders are always thinking about. And I would like to add all these content with a couple of words or a couple of expressions that are important for you to understand, such as create a safe environment, as I said, to build a workplace where people feel emotionally secure, put people first. Remember, if you have numbers and people, put people first. Numbers will be a consequence of that. Lead by example. That's what I just told you. Walk the talk. So show people that you care about them, sacrifice yourself, and these actions will inspire them to do their best. Not because you're telling them to do it, because they are seeing you doing. With that, you're going to earn trust. You're going to build your credibility, to build your respect through this consistent behavior. And of course, take responsibility. So accept accountability for outcomes, which means share the credit of your actions with the team. Don't take it all for yourself. And of course, when things go wrong, take the responsibility of the flaws as well. Do not delegate, do not distribute, or just deny the responsibility of something bad, right? Take it for you as well. And an actionable tip for you, which is a quote, another quote from the book that says, show the team why what they do matters, the reason why what they do matters, and they will bring more energy and commitment to the table. So show the team why they are important, and they will do their best to make it happen. If you just give orders, it looks like you're just helping someone to become more richer. But if you explain to people the importance of what they do, the consequences, the positive consequences of their actions, they will be there for you. They won't just answer your call. They will want to be there with you and answer your call. What is your mission for this week? I wanted to write a short paragraph, 3-4 sentences, really short, explaining what leadership means to you, considering what I said here and considering your own ideas, of course. Is there anything I didn't say? Is there anything do you believe it's also important to mention that wasn't mentioned here? Try to include one expression from the vocabulary list I told you and one idea from the book. Circle of safety, trust, service, the meaning of leader, the actual title of the book, Leaders Eat Last. Say it out loud and record yourself and listen back. When you do that, you are able to listen to yourself speaking and you were able to improve for the next time. Of course, if you have a teacher, if you study with us, or if you have your own English teacher, feel free to record him an audio explaining that. Ask him for feedback. Keep practicing. Use this in meetings, presentations, and even job interviews. Remember, leadership is all about taking care of people. This is another episode of the Business Experience Podcast. Thank you very much for listening to us, and I hope to see you again in our next episode. Thank you.